Welcome to first year commerce class. This is Madhusudan sir again with your online classes. For the past one and a half month we had offline classes. We were very happy. But due to COVID second wave, again the government closed all the educational institutions temporarily in order to prevent spreading of this COVID among the students and teaching community. So again we have to switch to our old online mode, but we are very fortunate that due to our sincere efforts of management of Sri Medhavi Junior College Santosh Nagar campus, we are fortunate to complete syllabus to the maximum extent. Few bits here and there are left out that we try to complete through online mode. And even these bits also are already done in my class in offline mode. So in order to have the facility of repeated learning, our management is trying to launch again this content through online mode. I hope you receive this and you understand it in a better manner and you perform the coming exams very well. As you all know that 2 marks play a very important role in the commerce examination. As you know that in the revised question paper pattern, we will be given 10 very short answer questions, out of which you have to write 5. Each question carries 2 marks. So 10 marks will be there for bits in commerce and 10 marks will be there in accountancy also. Total 20 marks will be covered under very short answer questions. So if you are thorough, it is very easy. Within short line, short content, you can get full marks. So the first one is business. Okay. What is business? Regarding these definitions, you are given with the material. The content is with you. Simply just I am explaining the meaning. Those who have missed out the offline classes or say again to listen or learn repeatedly, I am giving this content explanation again. Proper definition is with you. The document, the copy is with you. Just you can by heart that. So, business. The first definition is business. What is business? It is an economic activity carried out by any person whose intention is earning profit. Okay. Like we establish a kirana shop, or a college or a hospital, whatever it may be. So it is defined as the state of being busy with an objective of earning profit. So with the state of being busy, what you do? You will satisfy the human wants. Someone requires education, someone requires medical service, someone requires medicines, someone requires transportation. Whatever the people want, whatever the customer demands, you provide that and you will get money. That is called business. So business is an economic activity which keeps you busy with providing various goods and services and that helps you to earn profit. Then human activities. Human activities are the acts performed by human beings. Now what I am doing? Teaching. You are listening. Someone is walking, someone is watching TV, someone is playing. So all these are called as human activities. As you all know that these human activities are of 2 types. One is economic activity, the other is non-economic activity. Economic activity is that which is intended to earn money. Non-economic activity is only for satisfaction of our want and part of our daily life. Okay. Then comes risk and uncertainty. As you all know that risk is defined as fear of loss. Uncertainty means we cannot guess what is going to happen in future. As you all know that many times I have told that in business we invest money in the present expecting the returns in future, but no one knows what is going to happen in the future. Like this type of COVID corona pandemic may arise, business may shut down, government may change their policies, people's taste and preference may change, customers' habits may change. So that may have adverse effect on you. So this is what called as uncertainty. Then commerce. Commerce is not a single activity, it is the process. Commerce is defined as the sum total of activities which are to be performed in order to transfer a commodity or service from the producer to consumer. You need to do so many activities. It includes both trade and aids to trade. Clear? Then industry. What is industry? Industry is the place where goods and services are manufactured. Employment. Employment is a contract of service. Okay, where a person agrees to render his services to some organization, to some other person for a remuneration called salary. For example, I am M. Madhusudan is the employee of Sri Medhavi Junior College. So, I am the employee. So, I am paid for my services. Here what I am doing, I am teaching. Accountant is there in our office staff room or office room. So, the accountant or say the receptionist is doing her duty and will receive her salary. So, our employer is Sri Medhavi Junior College. Employee is different persons. So, in a hospital, doctor is the employee. The hospital management is the employer. So, the relationship between the employer and the employee is the agreement to receive some services and to pay. Okay. So, this employment depends upon your qualification and experience. So, whatever the reward you get by rendering your services is called as salary. Then comes profession. Profession is the occupation which requires some special qualification like chartered accountancy, lawyer, doctor. These are the three professionals. Professions we have in India. Okay. Then aids to trade. What do you mean by aids to trade? Means the things, the auxiliaries which help the trade to conduct in a smooth manner. As many times I told you, the path between the producer and the consumer involves so many hindrances, so many hurdles are there. So many speed breakers are there. You need to overcome them. Then only the commodity will transfer from producer to consumer. You require currency, exchange of currency. You require exchange of communication. You require transportation. You need to tackle with risk. You need to have proper storehouse. So, if you overcome all these problems, then only the commodities will reach the customer. Then the entrepreneur or the businessman will get profit. So, the things, the auxiliaries which help you to remove the hurdles between the producer and the consumer are called as aids to trade. They include transportation, banking, advertisement, insurance, warehousing, etc. Then interport trade. Interport trade means it is also called as re-export. When we buy goods from a foreign country with an objective of selling them to other countries is called as interport trade. Importing of goods from one country with an intention or objective of exporting them to other country is called as re-interport trade. Then trade, buying and selling of goods and services is called as trade. As I told you many times, in industry we make goods. So, the industrialist or say the manufacturer may not be able to sell goods to consumer. So, you require a trader who take goods from industry and supply them to consumer. So, the person who carries out trade is called as a trader. So, trade is the activity of buying and selling of goods and services with an objective of earning profit. Then home trade. The trade which is carried out within the country is called as home trade, where both buyer and seller belong to the same nation. Sole trading concern. Solo means single. Sole trading concern means when a business organization is owned, controlled and managed by single person, it is called as sole trading concern. Then partnership firm. As you all know that in sole trading concern we have got some disadvantages. Like single man cannot invest more money, he cannot manage the business in a proper manner. So, we found a new mode of business where not single person but two or more people combine the efforts. When two or more people jointly start a business organization, it is called as partnership firm. There is a limitation regarding the numbers. For a banking firm, minimum members should be 2, maximum is 10. For a non-banking partnership firm, minimum is 2, maximum is 20. So, like that people combine the efforts. They contribute the capital, they share the work and they share the profits and losses out of the business activities. So, that's how the partnership firm works. Then joint stock company, here stock refers to group of shares. So when you want to establish a large scale business organization, few people cannot contribute the capital. So joint stock company may be defined as association of large number of people where capital is contributed by more number of people by issue of shares. That is called joint stock company. Then comes chartered company. Chartered company is a company which comes into existence by the order of the king or queen of a country. Example, East India Company, okay, Bank of England, etc. Then statutory company, the company which comes into existence by a special act in the Indian Parliament or in the State Assembly is called as statutory company. Then government company. Government company is the company in which the capital contribution of a state government or the central government or combination of both is up to 51%. When 51% of the share capital is contributed by any government, it is called as a government company. Then one person company, this is a newly company came into existence from 2013. As per the Companies Act 2000 amended 2013, we have got this company where only single person will be there, but he will register his firm as a company. Clear? That is called as one person company. Remaining definitions I will explain in the next class.